Hello everyone, Darren Rawlings for Emerging Civil War, and joining me at this time is Josh Frye. Now Josh, you're really important, aren't you, because you've got an important role within ECW. So how's that been for you, taking that job over?
I'm not important. No,
You are.
it's been great. It's been a privilege and an honor to be a part of ECW, and everyone's role at ECW is very important. So it means a lot that the organization has trusted me to kind of step into it.
Okay, and so 1864 is the theme. What is the most important event of that year for you?
There's a lot of people that's going to argue this, but it is definitely the Battle of Mobile Bay for me. And that's because that's where I am from, is in that area. And the reason why it's most important to me is for the reasons why it is not considered to be important in the long run. Because the city of Mobile, of course, was wanting to be taken by the Federal Army. It was Ulysses S. Grant had his eye on it. Abraham Lincoln had his eye on it. It's an important southern port. But the real eye of them was not just on the city of Mobile, but was on the arsenal north of Mobile, just below Montgomery, Alabama, called Selma. And that's where the Confederacy would build a lot of guns and a lot of ammunition to go to supply the southern cause of the war and the theaters of operations. So the whole story really has a lot of things taking place in the background. It's not just the naval stuff. It's not just land engagements and the importance of just the city of Mobile itself. Is everything that's got to do that comes with the city of Mobile and that port just south of Mobile.
Now, I know you mentioned the Mobile Bay itself, but the city doesn't fall until later on, does it? That holds out for a little bit longer after the siege. Is that correct?
No, the city really, if you want to narrow it down and actually get to pins and needles and look at it, it never really falls.
Okay.
Until the war is over with. Of course, you've got the surrender of Appomattox, but also on the same day that Appomattox is taking place, you've got the siege of Spanish Fort, which is the eastern shore of the Mobile area. And that is going to end the same as that day that the war is actually ending. So you have two separate surrenders of the Confederate Army. You've got Lee's surrender that everyone knows about at Appomattox, but then you have another surrender taking place in Citronelle, Alabama, with all of those Western Southern troops who are going to surrender finally in Citronelle, and then that's when the city of Mobile really falls. But you know, the question begs to ask: does it really fall?
Are they proud of that heritage?
They are. You will ask some people that are Mobilians, and they will tell you that the city of Mobile never fell. The city of Mobile never falls. It surrenders, which, to be honest, is the very 100% truth of the matter. The city of Mobile surrenders as the war ends. It never really falls. But a lot of people forget that the orders, especially when you have the land engagements at the Spanish Fort campaign, siege of Spanish Fort, is the federal orders were that if you can take the city of Mobile, take it. If you can't take the city of Mobile, do what you can and move north. We need to take Selma. So that was the original orders, and that is pretty much the situation at hand. So, yeah, I mean, with 1864, though, the Mobile campaigns, the Battle of Mobile Bay, which is actually today is the anniversary, as we're sitting here at the symposium, it's probably, just in my opinion, one of the most important things that's going to take place in 1864, because it's going to explode David, Farragut to the role that he's going to become in United States naval history. There was an awesome talk given here. If you guys wasn't here, you really missed it. But Neil hit it on the head when he was talking about that with the Mobile campaign, is that Farragut is just going to be catapulted to almost in the godlike figure for the United States Navy.
And that comes along when you see the posters in World War One and World War Two, because they use that saying, don't they, of "damn the torpedoes."
Yeah, and you hear it everywhere, especially if you go in Mobile. You still see it reminisced there today. Some damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
and does Farragut ever actually say that? I don't really know. I don't really know, but whether he said it or not, years after the war, as we're studying and become students in the American Civil War, that's what really captivates people and draws them into that Mobile Bay campaign. So it's got its place among other things.
Awesome. And I know you sort of answered it in the first question, but how important is Emerging Civil War to you?
Emerging Civil War is really important to me. It is. I've been a big fan of Emerging Civil War before I ever even dreamed I would be doing this. This is my first symposium, and coming in here was kind of, I don't know, it was mind blowing. Pinch me. Is this kind of real? Being in the same room as all of these historians and scholars, because the amount of information and knowledge that is right above us right now as we're doing this interview is just unprecedented. And it's cool to be a part of that. Cool to have books I've used as a resource for so long now to not only have those books as a resource, but also have the people who wrote them as a resource.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's a pretty cool situation, and I'm just grateful to be here.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and it's a pleasure meeting you, by the way. But yeah, anyway, all that is left to say, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm Darren Rawlings. This is Josh Frye. We'll see you online and on the battlefield.
Cheerio.
Cheers. Yes, I love it.